So you are going to read the abstract from an undergrad research article. Okay, so I edited a little bit for the authors. So you may want to complete the 2 sentences by filling out the blanks provided. Okay, so let's have a quick read of the article, of the abstract first. Okay, so number 1, what should be put in blank in 1? In light of this, we necessary that the reported data needs to take immediate peer group. Let's see whether you can do it. Okay, so you can keep answering. Let me show you the answers. So we have, in light of this, we are necessary that the reported data we have academically. Why? Yeah, so at least after we should use the small letter A for that, but no, the correct answer should be number 3, find it. Okay, we find it necessary that the report data needs to take immediate peer groups. So we can't say we are necessary. Okay, it should be something else being necessary, but not you. Okay, so next one. So what is interesting? This is an adjective, so it means we at least need a subject and a verb. Okay, so the phrase that you would need to key in would be a subject and a verb. So make sure you answer this in 1 minute. Okay, so off you go, 1 minute. So the correct answer would be it is. The it is a dummy subject. Okay, also no meaning, just a placeholder. The strange expressions, I would tell you, actually come from your mother tongue, your Cantonese or Chinese or Mandarin. Okay? So, for example, ex-offenders are very difficult to have a good relationship with their workmates. The ex-offender in the workplace is easy to exploit. They are also hard to build a good relationship with their workmates. Okay, so these three clauses came from the same essay from a CC student. Okay. So we are fixing this problem with 2 target sentence patterns. So you already have it, okay, in your answers, so you know what's going on. So activity 2 has that. So if we read the instructions again, so you are going to study the concordance lines in the 2 figures, but then you're going to answer 2 questions, okay, or a few related to activity 2. Okay, so if we magnify the 2 pictures, you can see the first one, we find it necessary to have recourse to concepts not contained in. So you can see quite a lot of similar patterns. We find it necessary, we find it necessary. And in the second figure, you have it is interesting. So now, the third question for you guys would be the highlighted words in the concordance lines of figure 1 and 2. So for figure 1, what word is in the subject position? So follow your activity sheet and let me do it again. So for example, you are going to look for the adjectives on the right of the first sentence pattern. What about I search it is? Okay, so collocates. Okay, and then I type it is in the first bar, and on the right of the second search bar, you click on POS, and then you insert adjectives.all, and then on the scale, you click 2. And don't forget, click sections. And in number 1, click on academic. And then you can find collocates. Okay, so here it is. These are the adjectives. On the right of the key phrase it is. And I want you to look at the first 30 adjectives. What are they? And then categorize them based on these 7 categories. So if you find anything interesting or falling into these categories, would you please fill them out? Okay, so for example, ease, we have a simple, complicated, a hard, or complex. So now, as we move on, it's not enough just to look at the first part of the sentence, okay? The sentence pattern to evaluate something. So, okay, we have it is important, so you have the evaluative word. But what about the target of evaluation? So take a look at activity 4. So activity 4 goes, you go back to the concordance lines, or if you use COCA directly, identify 2 common phrase or clause patterns immediately following the adjective. So we have some examples that you can copy from the concordance lines. So you can copy the examples from the concordance lines in this table. Okay, so copy 1 or 2 examples for each pattern. I find it difficult to confine myself within 2-page structure of the standard text-based CV. Thank you very much. Good. So I have something to ask you to do when you go back home. So you may want to try the 2 text, the underlined parts. They are using less English-like evaluative expressions. So for example, for text A, so you have 2 problematic sentences. So there are 2 ways you can change these sentences. For example, you can say, it is important for them to adopt a new approach to product assortment. Okay, you use the it is pattern for this one, and you can use the find it structure here. The consumers find it easy to know the possible ways to match them. So I hope that you get a hang of the corpus tool. So after tonight, you can use it to help you with your writing. Okay.